Hi, I'm Jeremy Parsons, and I'm going to be doing 2 awesome cocktails for Sip Niagara, pairing them up with 2 really cool appetizers. So, as first, let's start off with a cocktail. I'm going to be using Jose Cuervo's Tradicional. This super smooth tequila is great for mixing and for sipping straight. I'm going to be making a sparkling blood orange Paloma. So I'm throwing in 3 wedges of blood orange, which are amazing this time of year, and we're going to shake it up like crazy. Now what this does, it sets up the pith and the peel to react with the alcohol, providing a really nice flavor and aromatics, just giving some really great depth to the cocktail. So I'm going to strain it out, pour in a little bit of the cubes, there we go, and then topping it off with some Fever Tree pink grapefruit. This just really gives it such a nice refreshing tone, and it looks beautiful as well. A simply made cocktail with complex flavors. Let's have a sip. Oh, absolutely delicious, refreshing. You still got those really nice earthy tones from the tequila, and it's awesome. So let's get to work making some appies. So this is our stuffed shrimp that we're going to be doing. And whenever you're using such large pieces of seafood, you want to make sure that they're all pretty uniform in size. That way when you're cooking it, it all cooks out at the same temperature and the same timing. This is pretty important, and especially with giant shrimp like this. Giant shrimp, I know, oxymoron. Anyway, so I'm using Italian speck. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this awesome appetizer. It's super easy. So first you're gonna get a skewer and get your shrimp. You're gonna put it right through the center of the tail. And did you see how I broke the spine so that it's nice and flat? You don't want it to be too curved. So we're gonna insert it like that. Place it so that the speck is just on the outside. Now speck is an Italian bacon. It has a nice mild flavor and just really works well for cooking. So I've got some manchego cheese, which is from Spain. We've got a little bit of pineapple, and then of course, some hot banana pickled pepper. So not too spicy, but gives some nice heat. So we've got the creaminess of the cheese, the nice earth tones of the bacon, and then of course the beautiful seafood flavor. Now I'm gonna put 2 different pieces of speck on here just to keep the whole roll together. And then when you're doing this, you wanna make sure that you're putting it onto parchment paper so it doesn't stick, and it helps to wick away the oil so it gets kind of crispy. And then always place it down full side down so that when we turn them, it'll already have that nice sealed package. I'm gonna do my last one here. So again, just gonna break that back just a little bit. Keeps it nice and straight. Boom, right through. These guys are huge, but they're nice and meaty. You always wanna make sure they're not slimy, but nice and meaty. So there we go, I can place that down. Pineapple, manchego cheese, and then beautiful peppers. Let's roll this guy up. Here's another tip. You wanna make sure that the speck goes right from the tip of the tail, so the actual shell, all the way up. That also helps to seal it and keep in the cheese so it doesn't ooze out at the bottom. Here's my second piece, and I've already got the oven heated up at 390, and it's gonna take probably about 12 to 14 minutes to cook all these guys up. So I'm gonna drizzle Maritime Madness's super sauce all over these guys. It's gonna caramelize and make a beautiful glaze. So we're on to appetizer number 2. So this is gonna be a nice spicy tuna on 1 bite nachos. So I've got a little bit of mayo in here. I'm gonna add in my cucumber and avocado that I've just kind of coarsely chopped. I'm gonna mix that together a bit. Then I'm gonna add in Maritime Madness's lime and cilantro. This gives it so much flavor. So you think it's like we're making like a white guacamole kind of thing. So I'm gonna add in a healthy dose of that. Next, I'm gonna add in some Walter's Caesar rim. So this is a nice Caesar rim that's got a great seasoning complexity to it. So it really brings in the flavors. You don't have to add any more sort of garlic or anything like that. Next, we've got a little bit of black pepper. And then I've got some onion powder that I'm just gonna put in just a little bit. in there, just gonna give that a little more flavor, a little zestiness to it, and man, oh, the smell is awesome. So I want it to be chunky, but still have some great sort of, silky, creamy consistency. So we've got this well combining now. It's nice and chunky, you've got the creaminess to it, got a little bit of a pink hue. Let's taste. Awesome. Great tang, nice little bit of heat and spice, but we're not done yet. We're gonna be using the Cuervo Tradicional to spike up some sauteed red onions. Let's throw this in the pan. The onions are sizzling up, and I'm gonna be adding in some Cuervo Tradicional to release all the brownings and get all the tasty bits. Let's let the tequila do what it does on high heat. Oh, the onions smell incredible. It's such a great trick to adding that tequila in with the onion, and then we're gonna add this in warm. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to activate the rest of the ingredients and get everything tasting beautiful together, just melding the flavors, as my grandmother used to say. And this is just looking awesome, but we aren't done yet. I've got this great, beautiful red serrano pepper from our garden. I'm just gonna chop up just a little bit. And we're gonna add this on top. So, I've got some sushi grade tuna. And we're gonna slice this up nice and thin, but first we wanna make sure that there isn't any slippage. So on these beautiful blue corn and flaxseed nacho chips, we're gonna add in our chunky, spicy salsa. And that's okay if we get a little bit on there. So the whole reason why I'm adding it in warm is because, if you put like a red wine bottle in the fridge and then you taste it, you really don't get the flavor. So we want this to be at room temperature, even though our tuna is very cold. I just want to be able to build the flavor so that there's that great flavor of the tequila, the onion, the hot sauce, the cilantro, the lime, the everything. The umami, if you will. Let me get this off here just so it looks good. There we go. Beautiful. Oh my God, that tastes so good. Okay, so I'm gonna stop loving my cooking here. I'm gonna slice this up super, super thin, and you wanna go against the grain. See that? And it slices so nicely. This is beautiful, those beautiful fat lines on there. So I'm just gonna slice this up. There we go. So this is a beautiful tuna loin that we've got. Just gonna add these on. So this works great. I mean, it's such a simple appy, but the flavor is enormous. So slice this up a little bit more. And you wanna make sure that your knife is super sharp when you're cooking and cutting up fish, because you don't wanna be tearing it. You just wanna cut through it nicely. And I'm just gonna reserve this. Add on a little bit more of our beautiful spicy mayo. Just a little. And then we're gonna top it with that great serrano pepper, a little bit of the micro radish, also called zebra daikon, which is great. Daikon is a Japanese root vegetable. It's sort of like horseradish. And when you get the micrograins, it's funny because they can be really, really spicy, or they can also be kind of savory and sweet. But they've got some great coloring to them. And I'm gonna add these on here. And guess what, guys? We're gonna be doing another cocktail in the sweet reveal. Catch you on the flip side. So our stuffed shrimp came out of the oven perfectly. I can smell it from here. We've got a great savory and spicy tuna nachos. And last but not least, I'm gonna be doing a beautiful tequila old fashioned with our Jose Cuervo Tradicional. So I'm putting this into a mixing glass. Instead of using sugar, I'm using a mixed berry and rhubarb lemon simple syrup. I'm gonna add in some orange bitters. I'm gonna stir this up. before adding it over clean ice into our glass. But we're not done after that because there's quite a few things that work so great with a beautiful tequila. One of them is smoke. And we are going to be adding in some smoke to this cocktail. So I'm going to pour this over clean ice. I'm going to add in a little bit of acidity from some blood orange. And then we're going to smoke this bad boy up. So I've got some chipped barrel stabs from tequila barrels that I'm going to ignite here. This is going to cool down the smoke, filter it out, and smoke up our cocktail. And about 10 seconds, we're going to have this beautiful earthy tone. And then in here, I've got some Bing cherries that have been soaking in maple syrup and tequila. And I'm going to add that into our old fashioned just to top it off. And there we go. Cheers, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you over at Sip Niagara. Oh, keep sipping. I'm definitely going